Alright, this is my video proposal for mobile classrooms and learning environments for the grades 10 through 12 with 200 students. The problems faced today with the lack of technology in classrooms is things that like society is constantly changing, our environment is constantly changing, and our technology is constantly changing. Um, you don't want to be behind. There were times when, the first typewriters came out, people were like, we don't need those, we can handwrite. We got those. Then the computer came out. We don't need those, we have typewriters. Now we use computers. Now we're getting into the age of why doesn't everybody have their own? Why aren't people allowed to access what they need personally? Things like even more mobile tablets like iPads or a Surface, things like that. So one thing is that you don't want to become obsolete. You don't want to fall behind, especially in the state of Kansas, the way that funding is decided. If you are underperforming, you're going to fall behind and your funding is going to be cut. And then it's going to get worse and worse for students and learning environments and classrooms, and it's going to be harder on teachers. So you definitely want to stay on top of these technological advances. Another thing is the turnaround time with assignments and everything. Teachers are able to, once they have them formatted and ready, send them out to the whole class either the day before, the night after class, during class, whenever, and they don't have to worry about printing, 80 pages for all their classes. They can literally put them on a PDF, send it to everyone via a website like a Blackboard idea or Moodle, or they can email it as a PDF, whatever they feel most comfortable with, whatever they think is most effective. Um, and it's also the same way with grading. A teacher then, instead of having to go through and collect all 80 papers, and go through and do it and create a pile here for what's done and what needs to be done, it's literally all on one section, one little iPad or one laptop or one something. So it'll be easier on students and teachers for turnaround time, for distribution, and for receiving as well. It's also cost effective in the long run. Right now, it might seem like a lot of money, which we'll talk about, but in the long run, if you can go completely paperless, you're saving money on printer maintenance, paper, ink, things like that. I have firsthand experience in that. My high school, we got iPads my sophomore year, and if we had a problem, the teacher would go, "Oh, just go print it, just go print it." And we were trying to go paperless, and now my brother is in high school, and 4 years, 5 years later, here we are, and they're completely paperless, and they're spending so much less comparatively. My solution to this problem is to go ahead and use Apple's education services through their iPads. You can do anything from MacBooks, iPads, iPods, anything Apple can be bought or financed through their educational programs. The thing about Apple is they're always up to date, they're always on to the next thing. I use an iPad in school. I found it very helpful. I used a MacBook in school. I still find it useful in my classes and everything. They have up-to-date programs for easy accessibility, multitasking, including multi-window views, so a student can view notes on one app and write on another, or have a downloaded PDF on one app and, be able to watch a YouTube video with a tutorial on the assignment if they need more notes. That's another thing, is notes can be posted via video or online if a student misses classes. It makes it easier. Same thing, like I was saying, for the solution, it fixes the slow pace of some classrooms. We're able to distribute more work faster, be more on top of it. Digital copies are always going to be available as well. If a teacher makes a master copy and they store it somewhere, they'll send it to a student. And then if something happens to the teacher's iPad, something happens to their program, the student has it. Something happens to the student, their friends have it, the teacher has it. It's always going to be available. We have less to worry about with losing assignments being eaten by our dog, things like that. And like I said, it'll be paperless in a few years, so the problem was that we're spending so much on these things, but the less printing, the less ink, the less maintenance will be cost effective in the end. So the cost for an iPad educational program kind of depends on if you go through a financing option or you just buy them. Buying them, you can buy them in 10 packs, which is a cheaper way to go. And for 200 students, which is what we're looking at with the 6th generation iPad, a pack is $2,940. So for 20 packs for 200 students, be $58,800. The other option you can do is financing, which is what I have personal experience with, and it worked well. Um, the school pays so much to lease it from Apple. And then when they're leased, when a new update comes out, the school can upgrade and just pay a little bit of a difference. And then the next upgrade, the next upgrade. So you're staying up to date with the newest apps, programs, software updates, and everything like that. Um, so that would be the cost for that. For implementation, every student in that age group, I would hope to see an iPad in their hands as they go through class, as they go through their day, everything like that. They would be checked out at the beginning of the school year. They wouldn't keep them over the summer, things like that. And at my high school, we actually paid a $25 insurance fee to cover damages. We also had a case, but that would be another cost that I didn't look into. Right now, we're just looking at the price of the technology itself. The other implementation, every teacher should have one, just so if a student has one, a teacher has one, they're on the same wavelength, they're on the same level of connectivity, everything goes together. The impact in the long run will be, like I said, connectivity between students and teachers, society, culture, technological growth, all of that. We'll also see growth through students learning how to use this technology, whether they're using it at a young age, at an old age, learning to use it regularly and in different ways than just, playing games. They're going to learn how to word process on a tablet. They're going to learn how to make spreadsheets on a tablet. They're going to learn how to use a tablet and utilize it just as efficiently as a laptop or just as efficiently as any other tool they're already comfortable with. It's going to be easy instant communication. If a student has questions, they shoot an email, they shoot a message, they send a message through an app the school uses, things like that. The teacher will get a ding, they'll get a notification. If they feel comfortable replying after hours, that's available. So the communication will be a lot easier. And it's going to be centralized classwork and notes. A student's going to take their notes on this technology. They're also going to have their information there, so they don't have to worry about losing notes. If they miss a day, they should be able to access it somehow if the professor or the teacher is fine with sending that out. And also just growth. They're going to stay ahead and they're going to stay up to date. That's going to increase, performance in the classroom, outside of the classroom. They're going to be comfortable going to college where they may have to use these. They're going to be comfortable going to a workplace where they say, here's this tablet, make me this. They're going to have this growth, this opportunity given to them by the school.